Caffeine is my name, and nasty turds are my game. Holy cow, it's another COFOH Live Undead. I'm your host, Daniel Crozier, and I am here with Gerard Schott, Scott Bullock, and Tarena. We'll just call her Tarena tonight. Oh, man, but first... something on my face. Holy cow, how are you guys doing?
Daniel, I'm good, brother. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. Looks like Tarena had to bow out for a second. Hopefully she'll be back on. But, Gerard, Scott, there you are. There she is. There's Tarena. How are you? She's having some internet problems, so she'll be...
Hola.
Oh, there you are. Hello. Hola.
Muy bien.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi is such a terrible, awesome thing, both at the same time, man. How are you guys dealing with all the pandemic stuff?
Hello.
Lord have mercy.
Right?
I'm over it.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. But
vaccinated. Let's get people vaccinated and let's get on with life.
Yes, please. I hear you.
Please.
Yeah. Have you guys, signed on or scheduled anything or looked into that?
No. I think there's. The last I looked, I think they're still doing like 70 and above.
Salud. Okay.
Unless you have some critical need, unless you're front line worker or whatever.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, hopefully we can get that situated soon enough and get you guys back to making your horror movie.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Amazing.
My son was vaccinated.
Tarena, can you hear us?
Yeah, he works in healthcare at the school.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I can hear you, yes.
I think she's got a little bit of a delay. Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh man. So I think at the beginning of this, I saw that you guys were working on a new horror movie just before everything was shutting down. Scott? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So
he can tell you.
Actually, we kind of started it. Well, Sean and I were looking for a project to do, and we were looking for something that could, be small and wouldn't require a ton of money or a ton of actors and stuff like that. And so we decided to actually revisit a project that we started 30 years ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So and Sean's your brother, right?
Oh, no, Gerard.
Yes.
Oh, Gerard. Okay.
Yeah, Gerard. So we were in junior college together out of Sterling. We met each other back in the late 80s.
Nice.
And we started making this horror film. And so I don't know, we've been friends ever since. We never finished that movie. And so we decided, let's just kind of pick that movie up and use the same character, but now he's 30 years older.
Oh, okay.
And so that's kind of where it all started.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then of course we got shut down by the pandemic. So either we're too lazy to finish it.
that's worked to our benefit, though, I would say.
It has. Just in terms of we've actually been able to really go back and fine-tune the script and really polish it. And we're spending extra time, doing pre-production and writing on it right now. I mean, so that we're doing something.
Right. How did you get Tarena involved?
Well, we were through Dennis Vincent, actually.
Oh, cool. We know Dennis.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Rage of the Mummy.
We were looking for an actress that was kind of open to anything in a way.
Right.
And Dennis was like, "Well, we have the person, and I have the person to introduce you to." So Tarena, I interviewed Tarena just one time, and
cool.
We talked once over the phone or whatever, and I was like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
And so,
she's a lot of fun, super talented. She and I were talking off camera about when she and I were able to hang out with Lloyd Kaufman and his wife Pat. I think I think by that time, Tarena, didn't you do? You had already shot like Rage of the Mummy, right? With Dennis.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah. So you've been doing.
Yes,
you've
he'd
been
already shot that by
in
then.
some movies for a while, haven't you? Sorry, a little bit.
I've been in some pretty fun beatnik, grindhouse,
Cool.
Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Yeah, I think it's just the delay.
she's all the way down in Mexico while we're freezing our butts off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, it's pretty cold up here.
Yes.
So with your film project now, Gerard, you and Scott here, you guys have been working together since the 80s, right? So other projects too.
Well, what was that?
Another projects too, not just this one, right?
Well, yeah, we met in '87 by happenstance. We shared the same dorm floor. We were 2 doors down from each other in college. My first year, his third year, I think. And my dorm room was covered with horror posters and Evil Dead poster and all that. And Scott came in. Scott, you can't tell, but he's very tall. So he kind of came into my room, and he comes through the doorway like this, and he comes in, and we've been friends since that day, thankfully. And
he just wouldn't leave.
So we kind of threw together a campus murder spree kind of thing and had some fun. And then he went on to other college and got a degree in film, and I went on and got a degree in art, and then now we have 30 minutes of this vintage, amazing film to plug into something current and weave together. But over the years, I've been on set with him a few times for different projects he's been involved with, and
nice.
We both still live in Denver, so
that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. With all that, how do you put together a film production when it's like your friends and everything? Do you try to make it pretty collaborative and keep it pretty lively?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I told because from your own experience, Daniel. I mean, all of this is hard work. However you approach it,
right.
Sean and I, I had told him early on, I was like, if we're going to do this, let's have fun. Let's just have fun.
Yeah.
And if it ever turns to the point where it's not fun, then let's just back out of it, because it's not worth testing friendships and all that weird stuff that sometimes can happen. when you're, you know, when it's very low budget, you know, and I mean, it's not like everybody's showing up and being paid and has a specific job to do or whatever, you know. It's a passion project,
right?
But I would add to that the people we've had as friends for so many years, it seems like everybody has a slightly different skill set. People that, you know, I've known you for years, and the circle of friends that we share, and Scott has a slightly different circle of friends, and one guy does sound and another guy's interested in practical effects, another guy in digital effects. So it's like complementary cards are coming together to make a pretty solid team of people.
Cool. So this is basically your X-Men.
Yeah. Jack of all trades, master of none.
I guess that makes Scott Professor X.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder who I get to be. Who do I get to be?
I think.
Hey, speak for yourself.
What's that, Tarena?
Nowhere.
Speak for yourself.
I think with this photo, I think you're the closest to Wolverine or maybe Sabretooth.
Come on. You got to put a warning label up before you flash that. Come on, dude.
Oh, no. Everything's a surprise now. Dun, dun, dun.
That was my 6 months into COVID homestay look.
Ooh, okay.
It works into the film, everything. It just folds into so many layers of time, and it's been a lot of fun. I don't know what that type of filmmaking's called, but having all these different decades to reflect back on and stir stuff up about, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's some pretty layered Richard Linklater type shit, you know?
Yeah.
Where you shoot like a little bit each year over the course of 20 years or something.
Yeah.
Right. There was some other filmmaker that just did that too. I can't remember who it was now. Something that he did it over a period of like 5 years.
Yeah.
But there was that one film that was done over a period of 20 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, his movie, I think it was Boyhood, took place over like 16 years, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, Scott videotaped my daughter's first birthday.
Oh.
And she'll be 25 here soon. So we have footage from we have all kinds of stuff, man.
We do.
Of art shows and all kinds of cool stuff.
Man, that's cool. And then, you know, Tarena, you've got no shortage of projects too. I think you've modeled. Obviously, recently you were a Tromat, and you've been in a number of horror movies and some other projects, I think. So, can you speak to that? Nope. A little bit of a delay.
That's right.
Nope. Can you keep anything else, Tarena, or?
At this point, I feel like I'm just a pretty face.
Oh, no.
I'm just a face.
Oh, no, it's like obviously you worked with Dennis Vincent and stuff. Oh, these technology stuff, I tell you.
It's a struggle. Our last go too.
Yeah. Well, what was it? A couple months ago, Gerard, you and I did a live painting thing, and
yes,
and I think John wasn't able to hop on with us, and we, your signal kept cutting out.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
So
I finally finished that painting, that worm face painting.
Oh, well, you're gonna have to send it, and share with us.
Well, I'll try to see if I can track it down.
Okay, that sounds cool. I love the thing that caught my eye about what you guys were doing was all these photos that Gerard and Tarena were posting online on set prior to COVID and everything. So yeah, it looked like you guys were having a. Well, there's Gerard. That's Gerard, right? That's you. Yes. You're so clean cut compared to this other photo that I shared just a second ago.
That's part of the mystery, Daniel. Don't give it away now. It's part of the mystery.
Oh, and of course
Oh, yeah.
I love the night shoot stuff too.
That was a good shoot.
I think we lost Tarena.
Actually, that night right there,
Mhm.
that was they actually ended up shooting that night after you had Sean or Gerard on your show.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, I had to race down there. That was after we talked, yeah.
Nice. There you are.
That's just weird because, like I said, I met Sean back in '87, and I met Gerard back in '87, but he went by Sean, his middle name.
Okay.
And I was the one that started calling him Gerard.
Okay.
I was the one that started calling him Gerard, and now 30 years later, everybody calls him Gerard.
Yeah, that's what I call Gerard is Gerard.
That's my fancy art name.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like some of our mutual friends, like Dwight Thompson.
Great guy. I love that guy.
Yeah, he gets you and Gerard Kayahue confused whenever he's talking to us. It's he calls him like Gerhard because he has an H in his name, and it's just like, oh, okay, that's an interesting way of saying that. But I can't wait to see more when you're able to get this going. But I think you shot all of Tarena's scenes, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Well, at least we hope.
What's that?
I said at least we hope so, because if we have to bring her back, that's going to be expensive.
Yeah. The Tarena, who's that with you?
That's my favorite. That is Scott's wife. She was such a doll.
Oh, cool. So it's really quite a family affair.
She did so much work on this. I really have to congratulate her. Like, I really enjoyed her a lot. Like, she fed us, and it was very sweet. Very sweet.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, I'll have to let her know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She was a doll. I really enjoyed her. And I'm actually like on my computer and on Wi-Fi, so I missed pretty much everything, but I'm here. So if you actually want to ask me a question, I'm on
it.
Yay!
With us.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. So, going back to like the previous question, Tarena, you've I've known you to be in a couple like kind of guerrilla grindhouse type style films and stuff. But you were also an art model, and I think you were a dancer. And recently, I knew you also to be a Tromette with Lloyd and when Pat.
Oh, that was such an honor.
Yeah,
it was such an honor, and it was you, Daniel, that had suggested me, and I was like, yes, again, somebody who's pretty much down for anything, and yeah, and for me, it's like such a culture that I love, and it's something that my brother and I would watch trauma films, and found a love for that, and through our adolescence and horror films, and I just love it. I love the nitty gritty, and and it's for, it's more than just a pretty face, but there's something about that too, about having that like the trauma, having the the thing that draws people, and having that that appeal, if you will. Right. And I enjoy working with people, especially people who are creative. It doesn't have to be high budget. I like the creative parts. I've done a lot with John Hartman, his real groovy films.
Yeah. He, I think.
And
I think he's like out traveling around the world right now. He lives in Bulgaria. Oh,
yeah.
No kidding.
Very interesting. And just I really enjoy the artistry of it. So when somebody comes to me with a project and these different ideas, I'm usually pretty down, as long as it's not there's some content of course I won't do, but there's I like the stretch the boundaries and like these ways that not everybody's comfortable with. But I like to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, and these guys are really fun to work with, and it was like being at home. It was really quite lovely.
Cool.
I mean, still you showed, but I could look behind the scenes and watching the lights up, and the direction and the creativeness, and that was exciting for me. So I appreciate that you guys had me. Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, love having you on board.
We had a great time.
Just make me look good, okay, Scott? Make me look good.
Absolutely, not going to think of that.
Well, I've had you guys had is it Dennis Vincent? Is he DP on this?
Yeah, he's been helping with camera, and he just he's very he just helps out with whatever we need.
Cool.
He's just that kind of guy.
Yeah, I interviewed him, I think, last summer prior to the release of Rage of the Mummy on DVD, or Blu-ray, I should say. And he's a pretty fun guy. We were talking about some of his earlier films, and then a lot of his painting background. But
yeah.
And then shortly after that, I saw that he was popping up on everybody's projects, from Gerard Schott to Mike Olafson's, Bullets from Beyond.
Right.
Working on that, and
work on that.
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful to hear and see this tight knit community. It kind of unfold here in Denver.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully we can really get back at it this summer or sometime. Because. Right. I miss the camaraderie and being able to get together with people and stuff,
Yeah, that's a big part of why I do these, is to stay connected and to meet new people.
Right.
But kind of keeps me sane, except for the head that's growing on my back. Not sane at all.
Yeah, I'd actually like to meet that Mike Olafson guy.
Oh, okay.
I just, in talking to Dennis about him, it just seems like we have a lot in common. He's an old school guy, likes to shoot on film. So do I. I can't afford to right now, but I love shooting on film. The stuff that Sean and I shot back in the 80s was all on film, obviously.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you still have, the works that you did back then? Do you have them available for people to to see now?
The stuff that we shot back in the 80s?
Yeah.
Well, that particular film's all going to be worked into this project, so but we are going to cut together the short version of that and kind of include it as an extra. Oh,
cool! That sounds awesome.
It stands on its own, I think. For what it was. Yeah.
Nice. Stands on its own?
I said it stands on its own for what it
was. Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's a complete little film for what it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Got A's on in college.
So it's going to get a remaster and all that kind of stuff. It's time to dig all that stuff out.
Commentary.
And to that too, like right now there's a whole connoisseur feel going out right now, along with like stuff from the 80s obviously, but more specifically like VHS, some of that lower quality, low grade stuff. I've been seeing new films coming out that have replicated that feel, or actually was shot on VHS tapes and then digitally kind of beefed up to really really look and feel like it came from the 80s, or it was just that movie that you would see at the video store from So there's, I think I think it's a local film called like The Night Stalker or something like that. Yeah, I think that was. Yeah, I think that was shot on VHS, and then they added some filters, digitally to really enhance that grain, that VHS tape grain, right?
Right.
And the nice thing too is, when you think back on films like El Mariachi, which was shot on VHS,
Yep.
brought up, onto film. I mean, it's really cool to see, when you have those limitations, how innovative you can really get.
Yeah. Well, I think that goes to what Tarena was saying earlier. It's like when you don't have money to throw at every single problem, you got to use your imagination and your creative abilities to get out of pickles,
And sometimes a switchblade.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And a kind word. And a kind word.
Oh, a kind word.
And a
You're very good looking.
Stick.
There's going to be a lot of different formats in this film as well. I mean, we're shooting everything, 4K, all the new stuff, but there's elements that are shot on VHS. There's elements that were shot on like high 8, super 8 millimeter, 16 millimeter.
Yes.
Nice.
I don't know. So it's going to be kind of a, big multimedia kind of thing.
iPhone.
That's fun. That's exciting.
Yeah. That's actually.
If it was a commercial thing, I wouldn't be interested.
Well, and like to that extent too, you get that documentary feel to it, So there's all kinds of different things that you could go about it. Now, Scott, you might have mentioned a little bit earlier, what the film is actually about. Can you give us any type of recap as to what the story is?
Well, in essence, it's the story now. It's not really the same as what it was 30 years ago.
Right.
But the story now is about a serial killer that's been on the loose for 30 years and what he has to do to continue to evade being captured and stuff like that. I kind of drew a lot of Sean or Gerard and I drew a lot of the inspiration from the Joseph D'Angelo case, the Golden State Killer out in California.
Yeah.
And how, he'd been pretty much terrorizing people through the 70s and into the 80s. And then he just dropped off the planet, right? And then, what was it, 2016 or something like that? He finally, DNA technology finally led to his capture. And so it was like this concept of, well, what's he been doing for all these years, And so that's kind of like sort of the nuts and bolts, the underneath of the film,
Yeah.
Okay. But I will say that I will say in our case, unfortunately not Joseph D'Angelo's case, but in our fictional world, Sean's Gerard, sorry. Gerard is killing people. So I don't think that'll become, it's a horror movie, so I don't think that'll come as a major shock to anyone.
Big surprise. Right. No, not a big surprise.
Well,
there's sort of a confluence of events that sort of start to collapse in around him. And so it's all about, what's he going to do? Fight or flight kind of thing.
Okay.
I might add that it seems like we kill a lot of people because there's just a lot of really cool things that are getting involved. So I'd expect a pretty high count on this very first film that we're doing. Nice. Yeah.
Wow. So we're gonna have to, keep a counter going of all, all the bloody, carcasses.
Right. I remember reading a interview with William Lustig one time, and when he was making the movie Maniac back in the late 70s or 1980, whatever it was. He was saying that the average horror film has an action sequence every 10 minutes. And that he was trying to increase the pace to an action sequence every 6 minutes.
Okay.
Sean and I are going to try to beat that pace.
Yeah.
Right.
So the marathon just turned into a sprint, huh?
Right.
Yeah, full on, yeah. And people that love horror movies as much as Scott and I will see a lot of there'll be a lot of reference points in there at all kinds of levels for people to try. I guess they're Easter eggs now, right? They call them Easter eggs, I guess. There's so much material that we hash and rehash and take from this and that and more things that we remember together into something original. There'll be a lot for people to chew on in this.
Nice. Hey, Gerard, to that, what are your, influences and inspirations? What are your favorite horror movies?
It always tends up being Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I watched that regularly. I guess you'd say the standards, The Thing, Night of the Living Dead.
Yes.
Great films, and that are just, I watched them so many times growing up. So you just go back to those remembrances and to try to capture something even remotely that good.
Right.
Slasher films like Maniac, and I just watched Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, which really gets panned by a lot of critics. But it was actually a really good watch for anyone that hasn't seen it since 88 when it came out, or 85 when it came out. Those kinds of things are what we want to stir into the film, is everything we remembered.
Nice.
We definitely wanted to have a retro vibe,
Yeah. How about you, Scott?
Oh, in terms of favorite horror movies?
Yeah.
Wow, man. That's a long list, but
can you see that shelf behind him over there? Just behind Scott? That's alphabetized horror movies, and that's 1/3. So he's
that's
very
1/3 of them.
He's very
Yeah, I have a lot of horror films. I would say that there's not a ton of surprises like in my top 10 list. It's not like there's going to be some stuff there that people have never heard of, but I'm a huge fan of George Romero.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead. That trilogy is amazing to me. Big fan of John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Anything John Carpenter did. Huge fan of David Cronenberg. Love David Cronenberg.
The Fly.
Oh, yeah.
That is the single most movie that creeped me out as a child. My dad put that on, and the guy's ears coming off, and I'm like dry heaving.
Yeah.
I tell my son this, and he was like, Grandpa did that to me too. We were watching that movie, and oh man, that movie changed my life. I couldn't stop staring, but I had to walk away. Yeah, thanks for saying that movie, because that terrified me.
My daughter accidentally watched the Tim Curry version of It when she was about 4, and that might have bothered her a bit as she got older.
Yeah.
I'm really a big fan of the original Friday the 13th.
Right.
Probably. I mean, I don't know what it is about that film. I think it's just how you have certain films that you see when you're younger at an impressionable age,
right?
And they just kind of stick with you, for whatever reason. Friday the 13th is like that for me.
Nice.
And Maniac.
Yeah.
That's cool. How about you, Tarena?
I like, you guys have really nailed some of the classics. There's something about something that's, it's almost like comforting to watch something, where the jump scares are.
Right.
But, I thought about this question. I forgot about those. I think things that are like weird and a little bit beating it off the path. Like, I watched a couple of things recently that were more like psychological thrillers.
Psychological thrillers?
About serial killers, like Mindhunter, the recent show. I really enjoyed that because it went into not only his
Tarena, which one you were breaking up there? Oh, sure. When we get to her, it starts to break up again.
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. What were you trying to say, Tarena?
Well, I was saying, like, in recent times, because you guys have nailed all these classics, I really like some of the more like psychological type things. Like in there's a recent show called Mindhunter. I liked how much they spent on creating things from that era and what they were creating, and like the telephone ringing and these little nuances that you don't realize that in modern film. I don't want to read someone's fucking text message in a film. It turns me off. So, but some of the things that they went into within those psychological thriller, into the minds of these serial killers. Like I've realized, as you know, as I've watched more, I like those parts of it more than I like the you know, I love the gore and I love things like that. But I recently watched a film that it made me sick. It made me sick to my stomach. I had to turn it off.
What was that?
It was called. Fuck! I should have done some more research. I think it was called Insustainable, or. And the director was really. Can you say it again?
Inside.
No, it was something like Insustainable, or the whole direction of it was this. Irreversible, yeah. It was like this.
I know what you're talking about. Oh,
God.
That's a hard one to watch.
That's
a bad deal.
To stop. Let me just say the end scene, like as the movie goes backwards. I had to stop. I couldn't even think about anything intimate for like a couple of days. I almost vomited, and I realized like I understand like some parts of the filmmaker's ideas, but I'm like. I like gore. I could watch the guy's head being bashed in, but the end scenes, I was like, nope. So I'm more into the psychological, like what could actually happen, you know, like something that's a little too realistic. So that's where I'm kind of.
Midsummer.
Say again?
Midsommar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That's really my, you know, or like I remember when it came out, the Babadook.
Yeah.
Because it's two people, and the dialogue is so much, and it's so close, and it, you know, and it hits these things, and watching these actors go into these roles, where I'm like, well, that's very interesting to me. So as I'm kind of more seasoned, I of course I'm always going to love the trauma films, because I mean, who doesn't love tits and blood and fucking gore? But there was some of the things. Oh my God. I watched it again this year. Yeah. But there's some things I do like, the psychological, you know, and then some of the strange, you know, things that filmmakers like to do, or when you're just being able to watch a scene and watch somebody, not even no matter what it is, just like watch them, how they lit things and how they brought things together and storylines. And that's really where I'm more interested in, like some of the horror films, not to really name anything. But yeah, I like that. I like it all.
Well, that's cool. It's amazing all the fun influences that we draw on, you know, that we get imprinted on, you know, early in our childhood. My dad turned me on to Toxic Avenger without probably realizing what he just unleashed. You know, that, and of course, you know, the Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost Ark and Star Trek and stuff like that. But it's always, it's always so fun to catch these stuff so early on in life, and you know, and then see, you know, how they influence you later on.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I mean, you know, Scott, you and Gerard, right? And I think what was it with John? You know, put together a horror convention.
Oh yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, go ahead, Sean.
Well, I would say, wow, that was about five. Well, that was 5.5 years ago, right? It was October of 2015.
Right.
Early in that year, March probably, or February or so. We had just did Rocky Mountain Con out in Aurora, which was a pretty staple local comic book fan type of convention, and just said, hey, it can't be that hard, right? As you know, and you're doing your thing. It can't be that hard, right, to get 10,000 people into a Ramada Inn and party. So over the course of that summer, we put together the Colorado Horror Con, and that took place in 2015 on Halloween weekend. We had 12, I guess, talent, you'd call them, from Camille Keaton, whom I got to eat breakfast with. It's a story that's not that clandestine, but we got to share a breakfast, her and I. We had Andrew Devoff and Lynn Lowry, and Debbie Rochon of Troma fame was here. And that's where we met Groovy for the first time, who we talked about a little bit ago, Groovy, who we lost this year and last year.
Joe Bob Briggs was there.
It was awesome. Cool. We got a local artist, Stan Yan, did our T-shirt logo of the three of us, Scott and John Wilkins and myself.
Cool.
And it was an amazing experience, and one that I would like to revisit again sometime, because we learned a lot the first year, and I think we could improve upon it. I got to spend time with Basil Gogos. I have a tattoo of one of his drawings on my arm.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I actually got to lift him. He's a very small man. I got to lift him into my sister's Explorer, right? So that he was just this little tiny. He was like this little tiny man, and I just put him in the back seat of the car, buckled him up, made sure he had the little snack and everything, and then they went down to the Clifford Steele Museum because he was an amazing, not just a painter of horror stuff, but a very amazing, traditionally amazing artist, right? So he wanted to see Clifford Steele's abstract museum downtown Denver, which is amazing. So all those experiences over that weekend, and got to know my brother Scott and my brother John a little bit better, and a lifetime of memories. So that have helped us on this film project. There's communication avenues to get a hold of people that you have seen in films or read their books. And now, because of everybody's communication abilities, you can reach out to Robert Mookes. I got to watch House of a Thousand Corpses with Robert Mookes. It was just by happenstance. It was just he and I in the theater, just him and I.
That's cool.
So yeah, we did that, and
pretty intimate.
Unbelievable.
That's
my take on it. Scott's take on it's probably a different angle, but similar, I hope.
It was fun. It's like I was telling you earlier, Daniel. I think the only thing that we kind of, if we could do it over and do it different again, and we would have built our business plan on more of a 3 to 5 year model, as opposed to, hey, let's just try it once and see what happens. We should have really built for the future. But it was fun, it was a great learning experience. Now we're passing the torch over.
There's a scene in Men in Black where Rip Torn says, "We're not hosting an intergalactic kegger." Well, we actually hosted an intergalactic kegger. That's actually that's what we did, I think.
Yeah. Gerard, whenever I look at your face, I think Rip Torn.
I can see that.
Too, huh?
Thank you.
You're just a much taller version of a Rip Torn, and you're very happy and accommodating to help small people into vehicles. So that's
he just picked me right up, man. It was like he was just this little guy. Here's Basil Gogos. Go have a good time. Bye.
Oh man, I love that visual. I think that's fucking hilarious.
It's amazing.
My God.
It was amazing. They had to sell off a kidney to pay for all the damage we did, but it was worth doing that just to lift his little tiny. It was like, did you ever see Magic with Anthony Hopkins? He was like my little. I just put him in there, and so nice. Anyway.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love it. Oh my God, that's so much fun. Well, hopefully, one day you'll be able to revisit something like that. But it sounds like you guys learned a lot you're applying it to the film. You
Yes.
know, this it's interesting to hear like this project that is kind of had this like expansive existence over 30 years. It had its early incarnation, and it's just kind of grown and expanded. Is there something in particular that just it's always stuck with you, or do you always find that it's just that cream project that still stays right there at the top?
Scott.
Well, I mean, like I said, I think it's just kind of always stuck with us in the sense that we were always like, we really pulled off some good stuff for being as young as we were. It's pretty damn inventive, some of the stuff we came up with, and over the years we just kind of always would once in a while we would lament the fact that we'd never finished it.
Yeah.
And so when we were kind of like, what's a project that we can do that's kind of down and dirty, and we can just do sort of a passion project kind of thing.
Yeah.
That just sprang to mind. We were like, let's finish that thing because we've laid so much groundwork on it, and how many filmmakers get an opportunity to use the same actor 30 years later? Like. I guess if you're Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro, but for the same project,
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you.
I'll tell you, I won't be doing a bathtub scene in 30 years.
No, I will.
No.
I'll do it.
Actually, you know what? I probably would.
All right, then we'll leave that scene in.
Yeah, I think did we throw up that photo from? I think that's from Tarena's perspective.
Yeah,
I guess. So.
Yep. It was just a fun little shot. I was like, no one's going to get this shot but me.
The Kelloid Clinic.
Yeah, it looks like you guys were having a good time on set. So I'm hoping that you guys are able to get back there soon and finish your art and be able to share it with the rest of the world. Scott, is there a place that we can follow you at, watch as you progress it?
There will be, because I'm going to kind of create a Facebook page for my basically to drive on. Yeah, I mean, I had to leave social media a few years ago because it was just becoming poisonous in a way.
Yeah.
But now with trying to just keep stuff in focus, your projects and stuff, I was like, right. I'm going to create some social media platforms, just to drive this kind of stuff. So no, the answer is no. I would say at this point in time, follow Tarena or Gerard. But yes, before long, I will definitely have be in the social media ranks again.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and the funny thing is I just realized that we've been talking about this film project all night. I haven't even asked what the hell the thing is called.
It's called right now. It's called Lunatic.
Okay, Lunatic.
Yeah, it's more of a working title, but right. that's the title we're operating under. It may end up becoming the title, but it's kind of a it's a take on Psycho. It's a take on Maniac.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to
all our favorite films, right?
It's a take on Bambi. I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Oh no! They shot my mom. It was you, Bambi.
You did it.
It was you all along.
And it turns out Tarena was Bambi the whole time.
Yes. Tarena was the killer.
You fucked with my childhood.
It's crazy when you realize how twisted those Walt Disney films actually are.
I know, aren't they?
They're very twisted. Very twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, all the fun subliminal stuff that you see in the background animation and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see something like that in Lunatic, right?
Not in the background, right out in the foreground.
There's no subtext.
Yeah, it's like getting hit with a wet salmon sandwich. It's just flat right there.
Oh.
I think it's going to turn out to be a little bit wilder than people think. But at the same time, we did try to combine a lot of different things. And yes, while it does have a bunch of gore, there's going to be, I think there's going to be some honest to God good suspense in it as well.
Cool.
Like even Tarena's sequence.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Tarena's sequence will be very suspenseful.
Fantastic. That's
Shape
cool.
it up, so yes.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it, to screen it. When you guys are finally able to get back to it, let us know. So hopefully we can, reconnect over it.
Absolutely, man.
Maybe you can come out on set sometime when it's not so COVID-y and
Right, most definitely. Well, I'll wear my mask anyway, because
Sure.
I like looking like a superhero or a stalker.
Right. Right. I just asked them for extra money at 7-Eleven and they put it right in the bag.
It's weird like that. It's like, the customer service is immaculate.
It's crazy.
Very, very different from where I'm at right now.
We live in.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, we'd love to have you guys out. Bring Polisky out with you.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, he'd love to, and it'd be nice to be able to reconnect on sets and on cool projects and see what you guys are doing, see what Dennis is doing, and Mike Olofsson too. I mean, it seems like there's just all these amazing endless projects happening in Denver. Even with this pandemic interruption right now, there's so many cool things to look forward to and to get back to. So can't wait.
Tarena, are you going to be through Colorado anytime soon?
Oh, I imagine I'll be back when there's not snow on the ground.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Yeah,
Working on my tan.
I wish I could be allergic to snow.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks so much for coming on and sharing all the cool things and your craft that you do. We'll be watching you intensely, and hopefully we'll be able to see you get back and create some more magic.
Yeah.
By all means, anybody who wants to reach out to us, by all means, do it.
Do it through Gerard and do it through Tarena.
Well, maybe when there actually is maybe slow down there, Daniel. Maybe when there is a bona fide presence for the film or for Scott or me or whatever it is, or people, when we need people to get a hold of us, we'll reach out and do something else again with you.
Okay.
And get like an update. Maybe we can circle back in 90 days and do some kind of update or something.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think I'd love to do that, and at the same time, we'll be creating some more programming, so other online platform projects and stuff. Some group sessions, talking about other films and other things out there. So yeah, I'd love to have all of you back in some capacity. And with that too, I want to say thanks for coming on and being so generous with your time. I know you guys are pretty busy, even though you're off in your own different parts, doing cool stuff, no doubt.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, hey,
Awesome.
Stick around for a little bit while I sign off here. But thanks again, guys. And to everybody out there watching tonight, thanks so much for tuning in. I want to say thanks to our sponsors, Alien Donut Films, to Bill and Angela. Thanks so much for putting up with my bullshit. And, to Stephen Santa Cruz and Amanda Armstrong, my producers. thanks to putting up with my even deeper bullshit.
You're a class act, Daniel, and always have been, man. I appreciate you having us on, and I appreciate your time as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet.
Definitely.
Everybody out there, hope you guys are good and healthy and looking
Stay
out for
safe.
each other, taking care of each other.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Remember, we love you. Take care.
Yeah, we do. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.